another. But it was different these days. As we were ladies at court, our families had maids. But the highest-ranking noblewomen in royalty, they had ladies-in-waiting. More than servants, your ladies were your confidants, your attendants, your escorts. They were everything. Delia Grace was stepping into a role that didn't exist for me yet, convinced that at any moment it would. It meant more than I knew how to say, more than I knew how to handle. What is a friend but someone who thinks you're capable of more than you do? She returned with a letter in her hand and a glint in her eye. "There's a royal seal on this," she teased, flipping the paper over in her hand. "But since we don't know how the king feels about you, I suppose there's no urgency to open it." Let me see. I stood and held a hand out, but she quickly retracted the letter, a smirk on her face. "Delia Grace, you wicked girl, give it to me." She took a step back, and in a split second I was in pursuit, chasing her around my apartments, squealing with laughter. I managed to corner her twice, but she was always faster than I was and wriggled out of the spaces before I could get a hold of her. I was nearly breathless from running and laughing when I finally caught her around the waist. She held the letter out as far as she could. I might have managed to wrestle it back from her, but as I was stretching upward, my mother burst in through the doors that attached my rooms to hers. "Hollis Brite, have you lost your senses?" she scolded. Delia Grace and I pulled apart, placing our hands behind our backs and curtsying quickly. "I could hear you girls shouting like animals through the walls. How can we hope to have a suitor matched with you if you insist on behaving like this?" "Sorry, Mother," I murmured contritely. I dared to peek up at her. She was standing there with the same exasperated expression plastered to her face she usually wore when speaking with me. "The Copeland girl got engaged only last week, and the DeVoes are in talks now as well. Yet you're still acting like a child." I swallowed, but Delia Grace had never been one to stay silent. "Don't you think it's a little premature to pair Hollis with someone else? She has as good a chance as anyone at winning the king's heart." My mother did her best to suppress her condescending smile. "We all know that the king's eye is prone to wander. And Hollis isn't quite queen material, wouldn't you agree?" she asked with a sharply raised eyebrow, daring us to think otherwise. "Besides," she added, "are you really in a position to talk about anyone's potential?" Delia Grace swallowed hard, her expression stone-like. I'd seen her don that mask 1,000,000 times. "And there you have it," Mother concluded. Having made her disappointment with us clear, she turned on her heel and left. I sighed, turning to Delia Grace. "Sorry about her." "It's nothing I haven't heard before," she admitted, finally handing over the letter. "And I'm sorry, too. I didn't mean to get you into trouble." I took it from her and cracked the seal. "No matter. If it wasn't this, it'd be something else." She made a face that said I was right, and I went to reading the note. "Oh dear," I said, patting at my loose hair. "I might need your help pulling this back again." "Why?" I smiled over at her, waving the letter like a flag in the breeze. "Because His Majesty requires our presence on the river today." "How many people do you think will be there?" I asked. "Who knows? He does enjoy having a crowd around him." I pursed my lips. True. I'd like to have him to myself just once. Says the girl who insists this is all just a game. I looked over at her, sharing a smile. That Delia Grace, she always seemed to know more than I ever wanted to admit to. We rounded the hallway and saw that the doors were already open, welcoming the new spring sun. My heartbeat picked up when I saw the red robe trimmed in ermine, draped across the back of a slim but sturdy figure at the end of the walkway. Though he wasn't facing me, his mere presence was enough to fill the air with a warm,